uncertain of your next step, if you think it's above you, you have the anxiety that is rolling over you. There was this funny story. There was a Mexican guy. He started going to Jentezen Franklin's church, okay? And he wanted to order food. He didn't know any English. He's like, I'm wanting to eat. And he's like, what should I do? And he's like, okay, you go to a restaurant, okay? You say burger, fries, and Coke. He's like, okay. So he went to a restaurant. He says burger, fries, and Coke. And they're like, okay. Well, he comes back up to Jentezen Franklin a few months later, and he's gained 20 pounds. And then his wife says, like, he wants to learn something else. He wants to, and he goes, okay, I'll tell him eggs, toast, and juice. We're just going to breakfast, okay? So he goes up to the waitress and he tells her eggs. And she goes, do you want them scrambled, over medium, over easy? How do you like it? Do you want them boiled? And he's like, juice. Do you want orange juice? Do you want apple juice? Do you want tomato juice? He's like, toast. And then she goes, okay, do you want it wheat? Do you want it white? Do you want sourdough? Do you want it? And then he sat there, he goes, burger, fries. And that was while and he was afraid, sometimes we get it's a funny story, but it's like there's gonna be growing pains when it comes to us going where we think we should go with God.
So true.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things there, I always think too, how many times do you think that there was a majority of God's people, and plenty of times, because they got, God came after them for it, but just like when they first got out of Egypt, when they first got, every place they went, there was a place of complacency and not wanting to go to the struggle. They didn't want to go. When they angered God, it's because when they got out of Egypt, the promised land, they thought giants and these men was crazy. They were scared. They didn't want to do that. They were complacent, and then God punished them for the 40 years, and if it was up to them, and that's just like Jonah too, and guys that have seen people that have seen God's great miracles. Some of the greatest miracles will be the same people sometimes that will let the next challenge get in their head, and then they will stay in that place of complacency, and their growing is done. And like I said in the beginning, something's going to grow.